it's that time of the week. It's one of my favourite parts of the week. Every Friday, it's called Friday Fun Forum, where a special guest will join me and we discuss some of the topics, some of the issues that we were mulling over during the week, the heavier ones, the lighter ones. And just quickly, before we do get to our special guest, I did mention just quickly before the break that I was going to have, this is my half hour of the week. I can have a little tipple because it's Friday. And today I've gone with Bubbles and I've gone with Mum because today is Daffodil Day. Very important. If you can donate, give what you can. 1 in 3 Kiwis are affected by cancer. And my dear mother, she died of cancer 6 years ago. So I've kind of threaded that in by having my mum. I know, it's a tenuous thread, I think, but that's why I'm having a Bubbles if anyone says, Leah's drinking. All right. Now, my guest should be laughing at that. Should we? Leah, you have not changed. Please welcome our special guest, Polly Gillespie.
Oh, my God. Leah, my friend, you know what I'm wearing right now? A knitted daffodil that the beautiful Ellie Leonard, who we both know.
Oh, my gosh.
Ellie knitted for me.
Oh.
So I'm wearing that right now as we speak. And, oh, my God, I love you and I miss you.
Oh, Polly, right back at you, babe. Can we before we jump in, Polly, can you give us a quick little kind of rundown of Polly Gillespie, the broadcaster, and what you're doing now, because you've pivoted?
I had to pivot, right?
Yes.
Because I had to. I had no choice. So, but I also enjoyed pivoting. So I wondered if my brain was still capable of learning. So I decided to study psychology, counselling and therapy and managed to graduate with honours. So now I'm a counsellor therapist and doing motivational stuff and all that stuff because our business, like so many businesses, has gone through such change. I thought, well, either I can just kind of like lie on a park bench and hope for the best, or pivot. So, hello, here I am.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing now.
So good on you, babe. That is awesome. But of course,
Thank you.
it's a great loss to the broadcasting world, though. But do you know what? I have every belief that you will be back somewhere in some form.
Who knows? Never say never, right?
Never
but right
say
now,
never. Yeah.
Right now, for people like me, there are lots of places. And congratulations on this job. I think I love you, and I think you're brilliant, and I'm so proud of you. And when we're together, I just enjoy you so much. But for people in my field of expertise, which was broadcasting, there are not a lot of opportunities.
No.
There are opportunities for people coming in who want to get paid $20,000 and live in a car, but unfortunately, I can't afford to do that.
No, nor should you have to. Right. All right, Polly, let's jump in, my love. The first thing that actually we talked about it was on my show earlier today about the tolling reforms and road user charges for all vehicles apparently by 2027. Should everyone be paying road user charges?
You know what, Leah, you know me well, and I'm very central and I lead slightly to the left, but when it comes to this, it makes me agitated. I cannot afford, as can most people, an electric car, right? I would, oh my God, I'd love to have an electric car that I could plug in and away we go. But most of us in this difficult climate can't afford to be as green as we could be. And user charges for people using petrol. We are not the Netherlands. We are not, I'm frustrated by this. Sure, we can catch buses, but it's pretty freaking hard asking people to pay for a $55,000 user call or be charged to use your car using petrol or diesel. I'm really torn by this, and it kind of makes me angry.
I can tell. Although the one thing I don't mind about it though, because you're paying for the kilometres you're driving, and rather than the amount of fuel that you've bought. And the more modern petrol car is better on fuel than, say, my old dunger. So in that respect, I think it plays out. It's the same playing field now. So it doesn't matter if your car's brand new and you get, and it's really, really good on the gas, or it's thirsty beast. If you both go 5 kilometres, you both pay 5 kilometres.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
If you can afford a newer car and don't have an old car, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's fine if you have a great bus service. Where I live, in O'Fero Bay in Wellington, there's a bus every 6 hours and generally only takes school children. So I really don't have a big choice in that.
Oh, my gosh.
Look, I'm all for making us greener and all of that shite. But I do think it is impacting people who already don't have money.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's already impacting people who are already hard done by. So I'm iffy around it. But, I guess that's progress.
Let's stay actually with cars, because the multi-billion-dollar global rideshare company Uber lost its landmark appeal against in New Zealand court that ruled drivers, only four at this stage, to be treated as employees, not contractors. But I suppose the question is, what does this mean for other contractors and those in the gig economy?
Well, I have a bit to say around this. First of all, if you haven't watched it, have you watched Netflix Super Pumped about the guy who came up with Uber, who is an awful animal, awful animal, a terrible human, Super Pumped on Netflix, right? So I am two things. I support unions, and I also believe in conscious capitalism. And by conscious capitalism, I mean that you make money, good on you, make money, make as much as you want, but also support your employees and the consumer. And from what I have studied, Uber does not do that. They're all about making money. So the drivers and the consumers are not important. We don't matter. Uber has already driven out regular taxis, right? They've driven them into the ground. They have overwhelmed any company that has tried to come against them, like Ola and other companies like Uber. They have whacked them, consumed them, homogenized them, and so they are a monopoly when it comes to that kind of transport. I don't like the way they treat their drivers. I don't like the fact they don't care about their consumers. If you want to be a conscious capitalist, then make as much frickin' money as you want, but treat the people who work for you and the people that buy from you well. So
that's interesting.
I kind of agree.
I like this Polly. She is just blooming. She's fronting up. This is because I see it on a little bit of a different angle, because I feel that, I mean, when you join Uber or you want to drive for Uber, you do know the rules, meaning it's the flexibility of it. It could be a second job. I mean, I've jumped in many a Uber. And like you, and I talk to them because I'm sure you have strike up conversations. I mean, and I had a lovely guy that was 73, and he's just doing it to give him a little bit of play money, and they like the flexibility. And the thing is, once you make someone an employee, as you know, then they get holiday pay and sick leave and all that stuff, that lovely stuff that comes with it. But then the price is going to go up. I mean, so Uber will now no longer be. I mean, if it continues this way, they'll be like other taxis.
Maybe not. Well, they crushed the taxi industry, which whatever. They've crushed all their competition. and the people driving for them. And I love hearing people's stories, and I've spoken to so many Uber drivers. And yes, there are those who are getting out there because, they've retired and they want a bit of, extra cash. But there are women and men and people out there that's their number one income, and they are slaving for what they're getting. And I just, after watching Super Pumped on Netflix, and this is not an ad for Netflix, after watching that, they are not conscious.
Oh, no, they're not. No.
Capitalists. They are not.
No.
So,
No, I do agree with that.